Okay, good morning, and this is our manual testing course, which we are continuing right now. And yesterday we have discussed uh, something which is very important, right? So, do you have any doubts in yesterday's discussion, please? Anyone?
No.
No, Vinod.
No doubts. Okay, all right. Today's discussion is something more important than what we have discussed so far. Uh, this this topic plays very important role throughout your testing career. Okay, so you have to be make sure that you understand this topic without any confusion. Okay. So what you see on the screen,
Not bad.
what you see, not bad. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we all understand, right? So we are as a tester, your main role and responsibility is to write the test cases, correct? To write the
Correct.
test
Test
cases,
Test
cases.
correct?
cases.
Test cases, right? So to write a test case, you need a template. Template is something nothing but the skeleton of the skeleton document, right? So what happens in the test case, we'll discuss in detail.
The
We'll
template means
discuss.
a temporary document.
Yeah, yeah. It's not temporary, it's a skeleton. So it has only the, the column names. It will not have any data inside the column, but it only have the column names as such. It is called as a template. Okay. Before that, I think someone was asking, oh, okay, your doubts in the WhatsApp group. All right. So let me take an example. Okay. Let me take an example. Okay, and let me share it. And this is now this is something which is at LIC home loans portal. Okay, so whenever someone wants to see their home loan status, someone wants to check what is their EMI, right? For that, this is a specific portal the LIC home loan department has uh, developed, and they have given us customers who wants to use it. Okay, now what it says here, enter the loan number and the date of birth, security code. Correct. While this is under development, right? So the LIC team, the LIC company, may be given this requirement to the software company. They want a homepage like this, and they want to capture first the home loan account number followed by date of birth, none. Right now, if they don't mention, see here, it is asking enter loan and application number. It is helping the user, right? It is helping the user to capture these details. Example, example. In place of enter the loan account number, right? So ideally, this text box is accepting loan number, but by mistakenly, the developer has given enter the mobile number. But ideally, this text box is accepting only loan account number, right? So the displaying information is giving wrong information to the customer, right? It is giving that to enter mobile number, but ideally this text box is accepting loan account number. The user will get confused, and because it is telling enter the mobile number, he'll key in the mobile number, right? Correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, let's say I'll enter some date of birth. 07SW4. Now see here, The loan account number should be between 11 digits to 15 digits only. This is the message which is printing on the screen, which is helping the user to make decision. Oh, I have entered only 10 digit number, but it is asking the loan account number or loan application number should be between 11 to 15 digits. So this is a kind of a user friendly message. What is this message? This is the user friendly message. So what is user friendly message? This message will help the user in a friendly manner, right? If there is any mistake made, if there is any error made, or if there is any incorrect data is passed, this message will help the user to enter the correct information, right? Like vice versa. Like vice versa, if date of birth is entered incorrect, if assume that security code entered incorrect, so there will be messages displayed on the screen. See here, please enter security code. So testing an application, whether the application is displaying the messages user friendly or not, is nothing but usability testing. Okay, hope you understand now. Someone, I think Satish or who was Sai, I think, who was asking me.
Satish.
Satish, you understand this now?
Yes, sir. Yes, you know.
Okay, okay, all right, thanks. Okay, let's go back to our topic now. Right. Now, what is the major role of a tester? He will be writing the test cases. So do not bother of this template right now. This is the test case template where these are the fields where you're going to capture this test case data. Okay, we'll discuss in detail, but for now, just understand. Just understand these two fields are very important: expected results versus actual result. So it says, what is the expected result? System should display home page of the bank, right? Now, I'm right now executing the test cases. I'll go to the home page of this bank and say, click on that particular link. I'll see whether that link is opening home page or not. If it is not opening, what I'll do, I'll write system or application is not displaying home page of the bank. So is this test case pass or fail? Is this step pass or fail?
Failed.
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 Failed, right? Right? I'll write the test case as failed. So whenever test case is failed, what we do? Whenever test case
Raise
is
the
failed,
defect.
what we do?
Defect.
We raise the defect.
We need to raise the
Excellent.
defect.
We'll raise the defect. Now assume that this is the project name like A, Aadhaar card A, C, Aadhaar card, defect number 21. Example. Now when we use the defect tracking tool, right? So the moment you submit the defect, automatically a defect number will be generated. Okay. Now this is the defect. And vice versa, there might be lot of defects if it is failed. Agree? Correct?
Yes.
Right? This might be 7, this might be 6, this might be 2, this might be, sorry, this might be 1, this might be something like this might be this. I'm just writing an example. Okay. How many defects it got raised now? How many defects got raised?
9
Guys,
defect.
are you sleeping?
9.
9
90.
defects. 9 defects.
9 defects. Okay. How many? Just 9 defects. Now, all these 9 defects, correct? all the 9 defects will be assigned to the developer, right? Yes or no?
Yes, we know. Yes, we know.
Yes.
Right? All the these 9 defects will be assigned to the developer. Correct? Now,
Correct.
now, okay. Now, let's say there are only one developer working in the project, right? You are one tester, you are one developer. There is one more developer working. Two people are working. Now, to the to the developer, right? How many defects are pending on his head? 9 defects, correct? There are
Yes.
9 defects pending on his name, and he has to work all the 9 defects. So, which defect he'll pick up based on the sequence, stating yes, this defect was raised first, this was second, this was third, fourth, five, this. What do you think? The developer will pick up
Severity.
based on the
Number wise.
sorry,
Severity.
pen is okay. Anita now is on target now. She is recollecting all her older days. Right? So what basis on what basis a developer will start fixing those defects? We have to understand. Now to understand that, right, to understand that as a tester, you should understand what is a what is a priority and severity. What do you can someone please repeat it word? Priority
Priority,
and
severity.
Priority,
priority
severity.
and
Priority and
severity.
severity.
Priority and
Severity.
severity. Very, very important. The interview question people will ask, what is priority and what is severity? Can you please explain? Right? So please understand here, these two particular things, severity and priority, will tell the developer in what sequence defects should be fixed. Okay? Again, based on the severity, based on the priority, the developer will fix that defect. Now, now we understand there is a severity, there is a priority. Based on that, developer is going to fix the defects, right? But who assigns this severity and priority? When we assign this severity and priority, when you raise a defect, right? When you raise a defect, when you get expected results, right? Expected and actual results both are not matching. Whenever there is a test case failing, you will have a defect. So whenever you find a defect, what do? You raise a defect in the defect tracking tool. Every organization has their own defect tracking tool. Now, while raising a defect, you will tell based on the defect that you got, right? Based on the defect that you got. Example, the 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 who's this one? Okay. Based on the defect, right? When the build is released, correct? Smoke testing is completed, and one tester got right. We started testing an application. Let's say it is Aadhaar card application. He has filled all the details of required fields. The moment he submits the application, error page comes. It means Aadhaar card application is down, right? You agree? Other application is down. Is it is it a serious threat or it is a normal threat? Is it a
Serious.
serious defect? Is this a
Serious.
serious defect or it is a
Defect.
normal defect?
Serious
Serious
defect.
debate.
Serious.
Serious defect.
Serious defect.
Serious.
Okay. Example: in Aadhaar card application, there is a name field. instead of name, there's a text box, right? Name, beside there's a text box. It means it is telling user to enter the name inside the text box. Instead of name, the spelling mistake is there. NAME, instead of name, it says like says NAMA, right? But still the text box is working. User can enter the text box. Is it a serious defect or it is a defect, but it is not that much serious. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? Right? So what I'm trying to tell you here is based on the defect, right? Based on the severity of the defect. Again, I'll repeat. There is a defect, but based on the severity of the defect, right? You set the priority levels. Based on the severity, you will set the priority level. Now, we'll understand little more deeper. Satish, can you go on mute, please? Satish and Kavita. Okay. Now, what is the severity in terms of SDLC process or a testing process? What is the severity? It is nothing but it is the seriousness of the defect. It means how seriously it is affecting the customer. When someone can read this, it is the seriousness of the defect. What it means? How seriously,
Yes.
how, in what way it is impacting the customer? Whether it's impacting, it is impacting completely. It is impacting. Okay, yes, customer can run the business, right? But the small issue can be fixed. Customer cannot run the business because of this. His revenue is loss of this much. So how serious it is impacting? Correct. Now, what is the priority? What do you mean by priority when we in terms of testing language, right? It is a importance, right? It will set the sequence. It will set the sequence. Now, together, if we combine your severity, right? Your severity. It means in what way it is affecting the customer. That will set the defect importance. That will set defect importance. Okay. Any confusion here?
No,
Severity and priority?
no.
No.
Clear.
Yes.
Clear, right? So let me give you uh, some of the examples. That I'm a good painter. Okay. So I can paint nicely. You can enjoy my painting. See how good I am at. Now, right. Now I have a application. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now all these applications are interconnected, right? All these applications are interconnected. Will not bother of what this application is, but it is an interconnected application. Now, if there is a navigational blocker, it means page 1, right? It is not going to page 2, or page 2 is not allowing from page 2 to page 4, or page 4 it is not allowing to go to page 1. There is some navigational blocker, right? So these kind of defects generally we call that as a fatal defects. That means is a font size. What this called as
Fatal
Fatal
defects.
fatal defects. Okay. Another example. Uh, let me take one. on calculator. Okay. Now in the calculator, so we have imagine value 1 and value 2, and there is a text box for the right text box for the result, right? There should be some text box, correct, which shows the result. So the moment someone can enter value 1, value 2, imagine this this output box is missing. We can't see the output box. In such case, right? In such case, or example, it is a addition. You input some value 1 and 2, and there is a submit button missing. Once you click on the submit button only, you will see a display. The submit button is missing, then it is considered as a fatal defect. There is no use, right? There is no use of this calculator. If submit the button itself is not working, right? So it is setting up a context, right? It is for all simple examples. You have to relate it to the bigger examples. Example, if you go to a banking application, right? You wanted to transfer some money, and the application is under testing mode. You have entered the beneficiary details. Everything is ready. The moment you click on send OTP, you will get an OTP and the amount will be transferred. Imagine the OTP button itself is missing from the page. Then the user is able to transfer the money? No, right? He is blocked. The complete scenario is failed. Transfer of money is failed in that application. That kind of defects are considered as a fatal defects. Any doubt here?
No, Vinod,
No.
clear.
It's clear.
No, Vinod.
As
You
of
frame
now,
as a
okay.
sentence.
Sorry, what is that?
You frame as a sentence of fatal defect. One line
Frame.
state. One line, one line meaning you tell.
That's what. See, fatal defect is no serious defects, which you see on the screen, right? When the application is, which is more seriously impacting the customer. Fatal is
Okay.
something, it is very seriously impacting the customer. Okay, so uh, when the navigation is not happening, can the application run successfully? When the navigation is not happening, can the user access the application successfully? No, right?
No.
No.
When the button is missing, what is the use of the calculator? It will not function at all.
Yes.
Yeah, is it?
Satish, what is going on, Satish?
Sorry, sir.
Satish, what is going on? What is the disturbance? Yeah, I
Sorry,
can't
sir.
tell you every now and then go on mute, go on mute, go on mute. Okay, so fatal is something like this. Okay, now let's come back to the next part, which is consider this is a calculator application only, which is again it is accepting value 1 and value 2, right? And there is a imagine there is a result box. Now, the moment I enter the value, I enter 1 and 2, he hits on submit button is there and it is working fine. The moment user hits the submit button, right? Now, user has entered value 1, imagine, and value 2. Output should be, output should be, if it is a addition, it should be 3, correct? But what happened? It is displaying incorrect results. What it is displaying? Something it is displaying as -10, right? The, the whole application is looking fine. It is accepting the value 1. Second box, text box is accepting the value. The submit button is working fine. Result box is displaying the value, but the value is incorrect. It means there is some programmatical error which is happening in the backend. Now, The application is working, but it is not functioning as per the requirement. Now, when the functionality is not working as per the requirement, still user can access. In the fatal defect, user is not able to navigate to the different pages. User is not able to click the submit button because submit button itself is missing. But in this case, there is a submit button, there is a text box working fine, there is a second text box working fine, value displaying correctly, but based on the inputs, the output is not coming correctly. It means that there is some programmatical issue which needs to be checked. Now, this kind of issues which is impacting the functionality, but not the whole entire application, we consider this as a major defects. Okay. Now, do not get confused. How will I treat in the real time which is major, which is fatal? Right? The customer will describe when a defect should be considered as a major, when a defect should be considered as a minor, when a defect should be considered as a fatal, right? Or as a tester, once you get experience, right? Once you keep on working, so you know, okay, if it is a banking application, what is the core functionality? If it is e-commerce application, what is the core functionality? If the core functionality, it is not working properly. So so you cannot just say if there is a small correction in the web page, you cannot raise the defect as a seriously impacting the customer. You cannot tell that, right? You have to justify why you telling a particular defect is a serious defect. Why you telling a particular defect as a "Hey, this is not a serious, this is very minor issue." So you have to justify whatever you are selecting while raising the defect, right? First one is fatal, second one is major defect. Now, when we call the next step, right? When we call, it is a minor, right? When we call, it is a minor, right? So whenever an application is having any kind of a spell check, right? The same example, if I take it, right? It is asking value one, value two. Instead of submit button, it says some text instead of SUMBT is SUB. Like this, it is displaying, which is incorrect in terms of right spell. Grammatically, it is incorrect. So this kind of issues can be considered. Might be a spell check related issues. It might be a text box, looking instead of this much big length, it is only showing the small text box on the application. So, but still it is working fine. So there might be very, very small issues. We can consider that as a minor issues. Okay, minor issues. So now, importantly, so you have to understand there are like this, okay, something like this. One, what we understand is a fatal. Second one is a major.
Major defect.
Third one is a minor. Okay. How it
Once
is,
again, minor,
you
please,
can't
sir.
see.
One minute,
Sorry.
Once
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
minor defect.
So what you did not understand in minor? I mean, what is the confusion?
No. I am not received that point. That's why. Once again.
Yeah, I understand. What you did not, what point you did not get it? I mean, where did you miss?
Just tell once again. I'm just writing the major defect
Yeah,
while
you
the
have to tell like that. You have to tell like that.
Mm,
You are writing it. So don't
mm.
write Kavita. That is where you miss.
No.
Okay?
Whatever
Don't
I'm
write it.
whatever I'm listening, I'm just noting down. Meanwhile, I'm missed that point. Minor defect.
No,
That's why
that's
I'm
what I'm
asking
saying.
once
Writing
again.
is something you are noted down only, right, Kavita? Noting and
No,
writing is same, correct?
no. I'm while
See,
listening only.
if
I'm
you no
writing.
no hold on. If you write while listening, then you will skip the understanding, correct?
Yes.
Yes or no? That
Yes.
is normally. If somebody is writing while listening, you will understand you will misunderstand the concept. Then again you have to ask for the recording. Then you have to ask for time. It's all time waste. So don't write anything. Try to understand the concept first. Okay, so understanding concept is more important. There are a lot many ways to prepare the notes. Okay, so you understand Fatal?
Yes.
What do you mean by Fatal?
It's not moving from one box to another box. And the actual application problem comes under the picture. It's called fatal defect.
Okay. Okay. See, one thing I repeat, in testing, there is no particular definition for a particular feature. Okay. So first, understand the concept. It's not about this context. You have to first understand the concept where fatal is something which is completely crashing of the application, right? Which is not allowing user to navigate between two applications. I just gave an example. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. The same way, minor is something where you have any spelling mistakes on the application, or the application is working fine, but the buttons are not displaying correctly. The UI UX design is showing incorrectly, right? Small issues where it is not affecting the customer that much, but still the application is working successfully, which is called as minor. Okay. Now, now how it is represented in the real time. Okay. How it is represented in the real time, different defect tracking tool will show differently. Some defect tracking tool shows severity 1, right? Severity 2, severity 3, okay? Or some one shows like S1, S2, S3, correct? Or they'll simply say 1, 2, okay? Now, if you see, right, if you raise a defect and set the defect as S1, it is a serious defect. Correct? When you say a particular defect as a S1, it means that application is getting crashed, the application itself not working fine. Then you select from the drop down while there is in the defect as S1. If you think the work functional, like if you think the application is working fine, but the functionality is not working according to the requirement, right? Then you can say it is a S2. Vice versa, if there is a small issues in the on the application, it is a S3. So now we understand, right? Now we understand. Now we understand all this. So let me give a uh, what can be called as a fatal as per the overall definition standpoint. Okay, if at all the problems are related to the navigational blocks or unavailability of the major functionality, then such type of defects are called as fatal defects. Okay, and whenever the major functionality itself is not working. Okay, so whenever uh, you know whatever the program is developed, if the program itself is not intending to like in line with the requirements, then we call that as a major. If there are problems related to the look and feel of the application is looking very odd. The colors are not displaying correctly. There is a trivial spell checks, trivial issues on the application, but it is working fine. The look and feel is not looking good. Then we can call those kind of issues as a minor issues. Now, how do you select based on your application, right? Application naming control. Some application, right? Mozilla shows severity 1, Jira shows S1, like versa. Every application will have different different naming convention, right? Now you have to understand S1, S2, S3. There might be S4 also, which is kind of a suggestion. Example, if you, as a tester, you want to suggest, right, something, you can put it on the S4. Now it is, I can, like this. Now, if you want to, this one suggestion S4. So when you want to suggest the developer, right, in place of this color, or in place of this text box, in place of writing like this, can we write like this also? If you want to suggest something, you can put it as S4 while creating a defect. Okay. Now we understand what is severity. Now let's get into what do you mean by priority? Can someone tell me what is the priority? I just wrote uh, in the notepad. What is the priority? What is the priority?
Importance of the
Importance.
Right. Priority is the
importance.
importance. Priority is the importance. Okay. So very important. Now, again, I repeatedly told you priority is something which describes the sequence in which defects needs to be rectified. Okay. Priority will tell in what sequence a developer should fix the defects. Correct? What uh, what sequence a developer should, okay, what sequence should developer fix the defects. Okay. Now it is very simple. Priority again, uh, how it how it is shows on the defect tracking tool, right? Most of the time you'll have this P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay. Now, usually what happens, right? Usually what happens, based on the severity, priority will be set. Now, example, now there is a S1 defect, S1 defect, right? Now tell me, S1 defect should be fixed on what priority? S1 defect, which priorities, which
Severity.
sequence developer should fix?
S1.
Severity.
Severe.
Based on severe.
Please understand my question. I have S1 defect. In what sequence developer should fix it?
P1.
P1.
Okay?
P1.
Now what is P1?
P1.
Let us understand. P1 is something critical. P2 something high. P3 is something medium. P4 is low. Okay. Now, based on the plan, right? Based on the testing terminology, all the P1 should be addressed first. All the P2 should be addressed second. All the P3 should be addressed third. All the P4 should be addressed. Correct. The in this sequence, the defects will be fixed accordingly. Okay. Now, yeah, I have a severity 2 ticket, right? Severity 2 ticket. But while raising, you have raised, though it is a severity 2 ticket, you put it as a P1. While raising a defect, you selected severity as a S2, but priority you selected as a P1. Correct? Now, this is the case 1. What is case 1? You have raised a defect S2 and P1. The defect you have created like this. So in what sequence it has to be fixed? In what sequence it has to be fixed? That's what happened. Are you not following?
P2.
P2 sequence we have to
P2
fix.
sequence.
Why should I ask for the second time? Then only you're answering it. It shows you are confused or you're not understanding what is happening. You are following, right?
Yes, we
Yes.
know.
You are following. Siri, I'm not getting any response from you. Are you following?
Yes, following Vinod.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Now tell me if it is. I want answers quickly. If it is severity 3, but I have raised the defect as P2, what sequence it should be fixed?
P3.
P2.
P3.
Medium.
Yeah.
P3.
Look at you have the screen in front of you, right? You can see the screen and say the answer. There is a severity 3, priority 2. In what sequence it should be fixed?
P3
It is
sequence.
P3
P2, right?
sequence.
Yes.
P2. Check it is written
Priority
here.
two.
P2.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
P2 second. Why are you looking at P3? Don't look at this 3. Look at this priority. Priority will tell the developer in what sequence the defect should be fixed. Okay, again, severity is something how seriously the defects are impacting the customer. Priority is something which will tell the developer what sequence you should be fixing it. Now, as a tester, while raising the defect, you will select the severity level, you will select the priority level. Okay. Now, again, there is a severity 1, but you put it as a low priority. What sequence it should be fixed?
P4.
Severe.
P4.
P4. It
P4.
means
P4.
if as a developer you should check are there any P1 tickets? No. Are there any P2? If there are no P1, P2, P3, 4 tickets, then only he should fix the P4 defects. P4 defects. Now example, another example, if it is P3 and it is P1, how should a developer fix this defect? Severity 3
P1.
and priority 1.
P1.
P1, that should be fixed immediately. Correct? That should be fixed immediately. That should be fixed immediately. P1 tickets should be fixed immediately. P2 should be fixed after P1 is fixed. P3 defects should be fixed after P2 defects are fixed. Like this, you have to set up the priority while raising the defect. Okay, so this will be very, very important interview question. People will ask, is- can we give an example of least severity and high priority? Example, it means he says least priority means what? Severity 3 or 4, right? And high priority is something
I
what?
will P4.
P2.
High priority P.
P2. High priority is P2, right? High. You just see high here in the
Yes,
screen,
yes.
Yes, P2.
Yes.
P2.
right?
Yes,
That's
yes.
Okay.
P2.
Oh yeah.
So he's asking what is an example of this? These are all interview questions. Can you give me an example of least severity and high priority? So example, so whenever a customer is, like example, customer keep visiting frequently, right, to the organizations. So you keep listening, hey, there is tomorrow there is a customer visit. A lot of cleaning will be happening in the office. They'll do a decoration, they'll do aisle decoration, they'll do decoration with flowers. They'll get some bouquets to give the customer, right? And because he wants to see how the application is under development, right? How the development is going on, he wants to see. Now, so whenever there is a customer visit, what happens? The application which is right under development They will give more importance to the look and feel, how the landing page color is looking, how the text box which is showing, right? How the hyperlinks are displaying, right? They will give more importance to the present UI, how the UI is looking, right? The moment he looks at this UI, customer will be impressed, right? All the colors are looking good. So, so when what is an example here? Whenever there is a customer visit, right? The look and feel defects will be given highest priority, right? All these how the application is looking in terms of colors, in terms of user interfaces, in terms of spelling mistakes, in terms of displaying any text box correctly. So they give more importance to this kind of issues. Now, this would be this would be higher priority, right? The look and feel of the application is more important. So when you raise example, tomorrow there is a customer visit and you are testing the application. The color is not looking good, or the text box is not displaying correctly. So what you do, you raise a defect and say this is severity 3, but it is priority 2, high priority, because customer is visiting tomorrow. You should fix this, though it is critically not crashing, because the customer is visiting the company, right, or the location. I am setting the priority as a P2. See, again, as a tester, you will get experience day by day. You will be deciding what is the severity level, what is the priority level. But you should understand what are those, right? What is the priority and what is the severity? There's different combinations: higher priority and higher severity, low priority, right? High priority, low priority, low severity. So these are all the combinations between the mm, severity and combinations between the severity and
Priority.
priority. Severity denoted by S1, S2, S3, right? Priority is represented as P1, P2,
P1,
P3,
P3.
and
P4.
P4. P4. Now let me show you one example, real-time example, right? Sometimes customer will set in few projects. What happens? Customer will set the this priority levels. Okay. Where is that? Okay. I'm opening a document. What is here on the screen, guys?
Okay.
Empty screen visible.
Empty
Hmm.
screen.
Okay. Let me share this now.
PDF.
Let
Yeah,
me
it's
know
visible.
PDF, right? Now this is
Yes.
the SOW that you can see official here. This is the SOW. Okay. Now what the SOW says, boss, we are giving you this project, right? Now whenever again there are different kinds of projects. Okay, this is a different kind of project where they are only giving defect to us. We are taken this project, right? Only the development is already completed, so we have taken over the project for the maintenance. If you SALC, if you remember, right? For the maintenance, we have taken the contract. What do you mean by maintenance? While the application is working on go live in production environment, if there are any defects, it will come to us. It will come to my organization. Right? That is the kind of project that we have taken. Only maintenance. We have not done any development. Right? We have taken the code, the original code. So we have assigned a few developers. We have assigned a few testers. So we are executing project. Only when the defects are coming, we fix the defects. Now customer is telling, right, we will be sending you the defects. We will be sending you the defects, right? We will be sending you 10 defects at a time. We'll be sending you 20 defects at a time, right? But what sequence you should be fixing the defect, that will be based on the priority, right? We understand now. Now this is the table. See here, he's telling, can you see something here? Can you see something on the screen?
Yes, prior.
P1, P2, P3, P4, right? Now, now whenever any defect is raised, there are two areas. One, we have to respond whenever defect comes to us. Respond in a sense, just replying to the email within 1 hour, 95%. If it is a P1 ticket, we have to respond back within 1 hour. How much time the developer should fix it? Within 4 hours, if it is a P1 ticket. If it is a P2 ticket, we should respond within 4 hours. We have time for 24 hours to fix the defect. So this is how the priority is set by the business or by the customer. Right? This is one kind of project that we are executing. We have only taken this project for the maintenance purpose. In technical language, we call that as a support projects. For your understanding, for the technical way in IT sector, we call this kind of project as a support project. Support in a sense, we are supporting the customer when the application is in live, right? When application is in live. So what is this? Uh, what is this application? Is basically this is the Australian university right now. We are doing this project. For this project, right? So we have developed. They have given a uh, contract to the Accenture for, right. They have developed this web page, web application. From there, once the project went live, right? So we have taken the contract of supporting the project in real time, right? It is a university in Australia where it provides online education, online enrollment, online fees payment, online report card. Everything is online, right? So where students can enroll themselves, right? It provides a lot of courses. So for them, we are supporting it. We are supporting it. It is already in live. We are supporting while application is live. Anyone is facing any defects or any kind of issues while accessing the application, my organization or my team is actually fixing those defects. Now how? Now let me show you how the defects are coming. Okay. Now this is the uh, right where see this one. This one. And this is the defect tracking tool where you can see here. You can see the name Kangan, correct? So see here the Kangan, right? So in real time, see this is the production tick. This is the production ticket. See here the priority here. Priority priority setup as what? High. Now what do you mean by high? What do you mean by high? If it is
P2.
P2.
right, it is
P2.
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 P2,
P2.
right? P2, correct? So again, P2, what my team has done, right? Within the moment we got the ticket on that day, my team member has, I told him, right, this is the response. We started investigating the issue. If you share some example, that will be helpful. Right, my developer has responded on this. Right, we have not got any response. Then he followed up on the Teams channel. Then got some inputs. He has fixed that defect. See here, the issue has been fixed, deployed in dev environment. Did we not study about dev environment? Did we not study about dev environment?
Yes.
Yes, we
Did
did.
we studied about QA environment? We
Yes,
studied
yes,
about dev environment,
yes,
Yes.
staging environment, pre-prod
Pre-production.
environment, right?
Production.
So once the customer says it is working fine, then he's saying, see, any update from the business regarding the testing. Once the testing is completed, once the customer says that, hey, the defect, whatever is raised is working fine, then we'll deploy that into the dev environment, production and environment. Based on what environments the customer have, will go according to that. You understand now what is severity and priority, how it works?
yes, we know,
Yes,
sir.
Vinod.
Yes,
Okay. So like this, no, based on the, so it looks, very simple, priority and severity. It takes some time to digest. Okay. It takes some time to understand what is severity, what is priority. Okay. So try to Google it around, try to study what is severity, what is priority. This understanding is same. What we have discussed is the same, right? Keep in mind that severity, based on the severity, your priority is set. Now, here a couple of things. One, who will first set the severity and priority for a defect? If a defect is raised, right? Who will set? Who will set tester, right?
Developer,
Excellent. The tester,
QA,
tester will
QA.
set.
tester,
QA will set
sir.
the severity and priority. Correct? Now, there will be meetings happening inside the organization, right? Now, you will, as a tester, you will be attending lot of meetings. One of the important meeting is defect triage meeting or triage meeting. We'll discuss in some time, in few days. So, what kind of meetings you will be attending on a regular basis. This is one of the important meetings you attend, right? Which is generally set up by the QA manager or project manager. Correct? Now, so what it means, right? In this meeting, let's say there are more number of bugs pending, more defects or bugs are pending. More defects are reopening. More defects are not tested properly. Or okay, if we have any target dates to close the testing. These are points are discussed inside the defect rights meeting, right? So, who will be joining in this meetings? QA, obviously, dev team, obviously, BA, obviously, right, and the PM, right, or the a new name called as Scrum Master. So we discuss with Scrum Master. Right now, understand defect rights meeting is a meeting where it is discussed, right? How many bugs are currently in open stage? How many bugs are in pending? How many bugs are in completed stage, right? If more number of bugs are being reopened, the PM will ask, QA manager will ask, what is the issue of more number of defects are reopened, right? Now here, why did I take this topic now? Is right. The the moment QA set up the severity and priorities, right, depends on the discussions, right? In this discussion, dev team and QA manager and PM will be discussing if it is a really severity one, is that bug really a severity one that should be fixed on priority one level, whether it is severity two, it should be fixed on priority two level, vice versa, will be decided in this meeting. If they think if a particular bug is is not a severity one, they can change the status, whether it is P1, P2, P3, or P4. You should be very much confident in debating, in arguing, in justifying, right? Because tester is the one who knows the requirements correctly. Tester is no one knows better than tester. No one knows better than tester about the requirements. Not even PM, not even a BA. BA will collect the requirements. BA will prepare the documentation. But the more understanding knowledge of requirements is the tester. If tester sets the severity one and priority one, you should be confidently argue that this defect is severity one only. This defect should be fixed immediately, irrespective of anyone saying anything. You should be in line with the customer requirements. If you do not have any knowledge on the customer requirement, as a tester, you cannot set the severity levels. You cannot set the priority level of the defect. Okay. So as a tester, you should be thorough with the requirements. Then only you can raise the defect. Then only you can debate with the developer. Then only you can set the severity and priority levels. Then only you can say that is a defect. You have to fix it, right? But if you do not have any knowledge on the functionality requirements, or we do not have any knowledge on the requirements, you will face lot of problems while writing the test cases, while executing the test cases. You don't know whether it is a bug or not, defect or not, or a bug or not, right? So first thing, whenever you get into a tester's job, tester's role, any organization, any team you joined as a tester, first you should ask for functional requirement document, detailedly understand what are those requirements. If you understand correctly, then you will be able to write the test cases. If you are able to write the test cases, you will be able to tell whether it is the expected results, actual results are same or not. If it is both or not same, you can confidently tell that is a defect. Remember, guys, every defect will impact the project. Every defect will stop the project going into life. Okay, you are the one who's a gatekeeper for the project going into a live zone. You are stopping the project for going into live. You should have a proper reason, solid reason. Why do you think this application should not be moved to UAT, should not be moved into the production environment? You should have proper justification for all the defects that you use. You cannot just, because you are a tester, you cannot just raise a defect and say that is a severity one defect that should be fixed immediately. There should be proper justification. Hope this is clear about the severity and priorities.
Yes, it's clear.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
clear.
Try to look around for more information if you want to. People who are not working, people who are working also in your lunch time, in your free time, whenever you get some time, just go through, study more about what we have discussed here, get more knowledge. Getting more knowledge is not at all a crime. So it is always for your benefit. If you get more knowledge, you will be able to speak. But ultimately, what we have covered is the ultimate meaning, ultimate understanding of severity and priority. Okay. And this is how we are going to work in a real time. Okay. So by this, we'll close the session today and we'll complete. Right. We will be uh, joining back tomorrow.
Sir,
Importantly, what we do is by this, yeah, who was it?
yesterday I asked about usability testing. Can you please explain it once again, sir? Hi, sir.
I
My
think
name, sir.
Sai, I think he joined
Yes,
late.
sir. Yes, sir.
You joined late,
Yes,
I
sir.
think. We've
Yes,
already
sir.
covered this.
Due to internet issues, I joined late, please. Sir.
Right, right. We have already discussed. If someone can try what is usability testing, right or wrong, just write out.
Testing the application how it is user friendly.
Okay.
Okay.
Example.
If
Good,
we give the
Nancy.
if we give the if we
Yeah.
give the invalid inputs, that message we need to understand.
Okay. Any other people can try?
We-
That's a good try. How to say?
I would like to tell.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
If you design any application, they should design in such a way where any layman person can also use the application. So any product or any project, when you design and you test it, it should satisfy the customer requirements and it has to be user friendly where everybody can use it comfortably without any problem. If they're unable to use,
Yeah.
there should be a helping message or an error message should be displayed how it has to be used.
Okay. That's excellent. That's correct. I mean, Nagadulsi, Nandana gave a good try. That is very good. Thank you, both of you. Right. It is something like this. As both mentioned, right? Any application that you use, right? Example, if you go to IRCTC, if you enter incorrect details, there will be a message popping up in a red color. Please enter valid credentials. Correct? That means it is helping the user to use the application in a proper way. It is telling the user, hey, you have entered wrong inputs, wrong username, wrong password. So it is helping the user to pass the correct details. Vice versa, throughout the application, while accessing. Right. If user give any incorrect details, if user is not entering captcha details correctly, it will show the message on the screen. Please enter captcha details correctly. Invalid captcha. Correct. So those messages, right, should be user friendly. It means it should be a layman's language. Somebody who is understand basic English language, who understands, that person could also understand by reading those messages. If that message displayed in terms of programmatical language, string, invalid string, what will user understand? Correct? Invalid string, right? Alphanumeric not accepted. So people will not understand those programmatical, right? File not found or user not in the database. This kind of messages will not help the user to proceed with the application, right? So testing whether an application is displaying human readable language, right? Human understandable language, a basic human understandable language, right? Testing, keeping in mind and testing in that level is called as usability testing. Okay, Sai?
Yeah, it's clear, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, all right, no worries. Okay, guys. So see, ultimately, my plan is to complete this manual testing by 28th of this month, February 28th, which is end of this month. And we'll spend more time on weekends, Saturday, Sunday. If anybody is missing the classes, please try to, due to personal reasons, right? Let me stop the recording first.